that when we went to the elections, one of the things that were promised was the rule of law. One of the things that were promised was the rule of law. And let me say this without any malice, that I have gone through a lot of political persecution. I have gone through a lot of political persecution and a lot of bad political decisions, to the extent that I was removed out of parliament by a wrong ruling by the then Speaker of the National Assembly. The court ruled that the Speaker had overshot his boundaries by declaring my seat vacant, and that he should have left the interpretation of the law to the judiciary. I am so disturbed and disheartened that history has repeated itself. A wrong that was committed on me, condemned by everybody, including members of parliament for the then opposition United Party for National Development, that the Speaker should have not ruled in the manner that he did. And truly, the court vindicated me, vindicated all of us, that the Speaker had overshot his boundaries. Today's ruling, where the Speaker said that members of parliament who have been nullified and pending appeal to the Constitution Court, is a repeat of what had happened to me. And for me personally, I would not want anybody to go through what I went through. The persecution that I went through, being thrown out of parliament on political lines by a wrong decision of the Speaker, I wouldn't want any Zambian and anybody to go through such. That is why I've decided that let me make this point very clear. The Constitution in Article 73(3) states as follows: a member of parliament whose election is petitioned shall hold the seat in the National Assembly pending the determination of the election petition by the Constitution Court. This means that when you file your notice of appeal, it means automatically that appeal acts as a stay of execution. It's provided for not under subsidiary law, but by the law of the land, the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution in Article 73(3). It is therefore wrong for the Speaker of the National Assembly to state and make a ruling that all those MPs that are pending appeal should not be in the House. Madam, I respect you a lot. As a prominent lawyer of this land, please do your job devoid of politics. What I'm seeing is that you seem now to be consumed with political inclination. That is wrong. The National Assembly, Parliament.
Good evening, Zambia. We are back again. We are Z Corner, your community TV station. So we obviously heard the lunatic. This is according to his own words. Mr. Chishimba Kambwili said, if he ever goes back to the Patriotic Front, he will be deemed as a lunatic. Alas, he's affiliated with the Patriotic Front. So, that's the word coming through from the lunatic. himself. And he's on record. My name is Mnalula, yours truly, your humble and gracious host, and welcome to Z Corner, where we talk about things affecting Zambians. Now, in today's episode, we have a lot of exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of you are really getting it twisted. You see, Z Corner discusses the news. We do not report the news. Nah, let me repeat that again. Z Corner discusses the news. We do not report the news. So a lot of people have been, saying, yo, but Z Corner, why are you reporting this and that? We just discuss what's already in the blogs, what's already in the tabloids and all that stuff. So today's discussion is going to be about a lot of different things. And this is one of the reasons why I always recommend you to grab yourself like a jar of water. This is like 1 liter. Well, this is like 9 milliliters of water. So grab yourself some water. I know some of you drink a little something, if my alcohol, but we recommend water, okay? And then also grab yourself some lemons because you need your body to be like in the alkaline state. I don't really want to get into the biology of how your body functions, but whatever you do, make sure that your intestines, your digestive system is alkaline. Women know this secret because women, they need to do those things, but a lot of guys don't really know about alkalinity and acidity when it comes to your digestive system, so make sure you eat food that is in alkaline states, okay, now I digress. So what are we going to be talking about today? Today we're going to be talking about Bowman Lusambo and a lot of PF people. They've been running to the Edgar Lungu. So let me show you because, I love showing you proof. Just like I told you, right? Z Corner discusses what is happening. So as you can see right over here, right? But PF, all the nullified members today were seeking advice from the one and almighty Edgar Chagwalungu. All over Edgar Chagwalungu. Na bakwata infwi. Infwi shafuma kwisa. More position, mwari vipa. More position temwate. Anyway, let me not talk too much. So these are the people who went to seek advice from Edgar Chagwalungu. As you can see right over here, this is Mwevantu saying this. This is not Z Corner. Z Corner only discusses what's being reported. We do not report the news. We discuss the news. So according to this information, right, 9 opposition patriotic front members of parliament who were ordered to vacate their seats in parliament by the Speaker of National Assembly, Nelly Mutti, posed for a picture with former President Edgar Chagwalungu after meeting at his residence today. So so yeah, we're going to be talking about that. And then we're also going to be talking about the fact that Stephen Kampyongo has been arrested. But Stephen Kampyongo, do you remember? Let me take you back in time. Because Stephen Kampyongo, he was the Home Affairs Minister, and he used to sing and compose a lot of songs. So let me play this. Let me play this for you one time. So this was a song he composed for Hakainde Hichilema. That time he was in a position and he was arrested. So listen to this.
Kampyongo told me to sing a song. Lungu takabombe chikunyonge. Thank you. Emila nuale panga shonse vale kwedela nombo yualeta wa Zambia.
Yeah, so that was a song that was composed by Honorable Stephen Kampyongo and the then Minister of Tourism, Ronald Chitotela. So that was a song dedicated to Hakainde Hichilema. And today it looks like Stephen Kampyongo was arrested and detained. According to the information that we are getting, right, he was given a warn and caution statement. According to Section 8F of Cap 445, Safety of Civilian Aviation Act of the Laws of Zambia. So my question is, are the PF big wigs safe? Because apa umushina upiapa And, we are just discussing the news. You see, I'm not reporting the news. We are discussing. But we're just discussing because that's what we do on Z Corner. When things happen, we come and discuss and talk about it. Okay, so please do not really get any vendettas against me. I'm actually your friend. I'm actually your ally, or rather ally, because you can come to Z Corner and give your opinions. That's what we do. So to all the people out there, opposition leaders, entrepreneurs, anybody who's got a message, come to Z Corner. Let your story out there and just give your story, because this is what we do. Okay. And then the other thing that we're going to be talking about is the fact that President Hakainde Hichilema has dissolved the boards of directors with regards to the IDC and the FIC. Now, the FIC is a very crucial institution because it's a financial intelligence center. So remember a few weeks ago, we said via ACCC, Anti-Corruption Commission, if you're not really capable of doing your work, allow other people who are energetic and who've got the prowess to do your work. And what did we see? We saw people like the Kuzwayo lady. I could be getting the name wrong, right? But we saw some reshuffles at ACC. Ever since we did that particular episode and we talked about the fact that the SEC and the DEC were inefficient, right? We saw some changes. We saw some reshuffles. And guess what's happening? There's a lot of efficiency with regards to the SEC. We are seeing a lot of proactiveness because we need our institutions to be proactive. That's why we're paying top dollar for these institutions to work. Okay, so now if you see the way that the UPNT and the way that the Hakainde Hichilema administration is working, these people are not really playing around. If you are being inefficient, you're going to be dissolved. So why is the FIC dissolved? Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to keeping law and order in Zambia, there's 4 institutions which are very instrumental. We've got the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Drug Enforcement Commission, the Finance Intelligence Center, ZICTA, and the Transparency International Zambia. But these 4 institutions, ACC, DEC, FIC, and ZICTA, these 4 institutions, this is how culprits can be apprehended. Now, if we have situations where these institutions are being captivated and taken over by cadres, then we're going to have a lot of inefficiencies. So this is one of the reasons why you are obviously going to see a lot of reshuffles, because the FIC provides financial transactions. And a while back, right, I told you how these culprits were maneuvering. I told you about money laundering. I told you how cadres were able to use malls and be able to siphon money and just use different fronts to do their dirty laundry. I did tell you about this. If you guys have been following Z Corner, congratulations. You already know how the cookie crumbles and all that good stuff. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that there is a shift in the way things are being done, and we are going to proficiency, efficiency. We are going to that particular threshold where we provide tangible results. How are we going to provide tangible results? If we've got the right people performing the right tracks. So why did President Hakainde Hichilema dissolve these particular boards? Probably due to the fact that there is inefficiency. Okay. All right. So the next topic is probably going to be the Minister of Finance, Situmbeko Musokotwani, apologizes to the youths. Now this one, a lot of youths were not really happy with his statement, because the finance minister said, "Yoba youth tamwenda tamwenshe mioto kamwenda feganda," and all that good stuff, and the youths didn't really take this very lightly. And to be honest, I love being honest, because by the end of it all, Z Corner is never ever going to bootlick nobody. Z Corner, you can't buy Z Corner, So yes, I to be honest, I was like really, I didn't take that statement lightly, and I was, offended by that particular statement. And I'm very happy that the Minister of Finance had to rectify the situation, even though the post apology was a little bit questionable. It was questionable, but nonetheless, at least we know. At least he's got good intentions. And this is one of the reasons why I'm saying, look, you influential people, you need publicists. You need people to give statements on your behalf, because when you say things, you might have the best intention, but the way this is why publicists are very important. This is one of the reasons why you see a lot of wealthy people, celebrities in America, they've got people who take care of their accounts, because you need to be efficient with regards to relaying the message that you want. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say is, you can hire Zed Kona to be your publicist and just, take over your page and make sure you've got a very good message. All right, okay, now I'm doing too much. The other thing that we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the economic reforms and the policies that Zambians and Zambian entrepreneurs need, because Zambian entrepreneurs need to take over. And you see, the only message that Zed Kona has is we need economic policies that favor Zambian entrepreneurs, Zambian citizens. Epela, that's the only message that Zed Kona has. We need to have policies that really propel our citizens to the next level. You understand? So if you're ever going to get anything from all the stuff that we talk about, it's pretty much nonsense. The only thing that you need to understand is Ababa Zed Kona. What message do they have? Our message is provide economic policies for the betterment of Zambians, Zambian entrepreneurs, Zambian citizens, so that we can be able to compete. That require handouts. We don't probably even need the CDF. We only need an environment to be created and provided for entrepreneurs to do what they have to do, for the innovators to do what they need to do. And this is our message. And we really need to be clear, especially for my youths, the citizens, the proactive citizens. We need to have one voice, because the reason why we voted for the UPND, the United Party for National Development, is due to the fact that we need economic emancipation. That's why we voted for the UPND. So our message should be very clear, and we should have unison in the way that we project our voices, so that the Hakainde Hichilema and everybody else knows that Avena Muna, Avena Zed Kona and everybody, they want economic emancipation. How are we going to be able to get economic emancipation? By having economic policies that favor Zambian entrepreneurs. That's what we're trying to lobby for. And this is what Zed Kona stands for. So right now, we need to be hearing people talking about economic policies and reforms that favor Zambian entrepreneurs and Zambian citizens to do what they have to do. This is our main message. Anyway, let me open up the floors for everybody to join this particular conversation, because I might get a little bit passionate. I can see some people rolling through. So remember, you guys already know the drill, right? Basically, what we do on Zed Kona, in case you guys didn't really get the memo, right? In case you guys haven't really figured it out, we talk about things that propel Zambian citizens to the next level. That's our only mandate. You know, we're not here to bootlick anybody. We're not like Bowman Lusambo. We do not bootlick anybody. We're here for the majority of Zambians. Okay, so what we do is we talk about things that affect everybody, because we want to collectively rise up and remove ourselves from the shackles of poverty. So, gentlemen, ladies out there, if you want to be part of this conversation, kindly click the link in the comment section. I have pinned the link in the comment section so everybody can join. Anybody can join. You can join us right now. By the way, good evening. How are you doing? I hope your day was good. And yeah, before we go on, please share this video. Share this video on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook pages. Sharing is caring. You see, Vazed Kona Tatumiro Mbempe. That we don't ask for handouts, but the only thing that we ask for is share our live streams when we come online, because that really helps us to spread the message. When you spread the message, so I can see some people rolling through. So remember, share this video on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups that you belong to, because it really helps us. So by the end of the live stream, I want us to have about 200 shares. So how many shares are we having right now? Right now, only have about 5 shares. I can see a lot of people watching us right now. I can see you watching us. Share it on your timeline, and then we're going to move on. So anyway, welcome to the show. How are you, sir? Good evening. Good evening by Unique ZM Trend. Hi. 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 All right. Okay. He's scared. So in the meantime, let's listen to this, because this is some profound news. So if you really want to be part of this conversation, remember the link is in the description. I'm looking forward to having more and more people join this conversation, because the people need to hear your opinions, and yeah, we need to hear what you have to say. So let's listen to this.
You can deny that what I'm saying is None of you can deny that what I'm saying is the truth. You know it's the truth. But either you won't write it, or you're too cowardly to speak it because you want some favor here or favor there. So because you can't talk, you are muzzled. I'm not. I'm a free black man. And I didn't come here looking for a handout. And I really don't think you need one. Your problem is that you think you need a handout. Everything you need is right under your foot, but you're looking everywhere else for help instead of to yourself and what you can produce for yourself. This is Africa's dilemma. You are parading yourself before the world as international beggars when you gave civilization to the world. Your problem is not America. Your problem is not Israel. Your problem is not Britain. Your problem is your disunity and your dependence on others to do for you what you could do.
Our biggest problem is disunity. We have a lot of resources in Zambia, in Africa, but we never move on because we are so disunited. This is one of the reasons why tribalism talks are always here to divide us. But anyway, let's continue listening.
For yourself. So I don't have to come back here anymore to help you. The help is already here. The knowledge is already here. The land is here. The sun is here. The water is here. The minerals are here. You have some of the finest minds in the world, but they're in Europe and they're in America making money while Africa suffers. Why don't we create politically stable environment and call the children of Africa back home to help build Africa? We are your children, and we will come and help. But don't expect us to come with billions of dollars when we don't have it. We're struggling in America, but you got it all right here under your foot. And you should be ashamed not to look to yourself, begging white folk to give you what you could give yourself. What I said today, which one of these countries is going to give you $20 million? America's not going to give you $20 million. You got it right here. But your disunity won't allow you to pool it. It's your fault. And you got to accept that responsibility. That is why my message is atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. We got to stop blaming everything on somebody else and see what is our responsibility here.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So whenever you see Z Corner, support Z Corner, because we are here talking about things that are going to propel the entire nation to a whole new level. So when we talk about economic reforms, this is what we are supposed to be talking about. I need the youths. If you are a youth and if you are a proactive citizen of Zambia, I don't really care. Senior citizens, I don't really care. You know, we need to have one voice. Economic policies. That's the only thing I should be hearing you talk about right now. We need to give pressure to the UPND and tell them, look, we need economic policies for Zambian entrepreneurs, Zambian innovators to be able to do what they have to do in order for them to compete. Right now, all the economic policies are favoring foreign investors and non-Zambians. You can't really compete in that type of environment. That's what we're talking about. Hello, Vakabosha. Good evening. Hi, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
Very much fine. How are you, Mr. Moz?
I'm very good. So anyway, you as a proactive citizen, Tell me about the economic reforms that can make you perform better, that can make you be proactive, that can make you compete with foreigners. What economic reforms policies are you looking for?
Okay, I would be so glad to see the government coming up with policies that really would favor we, the Zambian youths. And unlike,
you see, this is where we get it wrong. Vakavushi, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's not what I want to hear. What I want to hear is citizens who know what they want. I want Imisepela who know what they want. You see, the government is going to bend to our will when we know what we want. You see, the government is not going to come and think about, they don't care about you. They care about being re-elected in 2026 and maintaining power. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what we need. We go and have a conversation with them and say, look, this is what we need. We need A, B, C, D. If you're not going to support A, B, C, D, we're going to put somebody who's going to align with our cause. Stop this notion of thinking that the government is going to think on your behalf. They are not going to think on your behalf. We have to go and lay it down to them. So are you running any business at this particular moment?
At the particular moment, I'm not. I'm a student.
Yes. What year are you in?
I'm in my final year.
You're in your final year. So in the next 24 months, you're probably going to be in society. What things are going to allow you to assimilate in society properly and be a proactive citizen? What things do you feel need to be done?
Okay, personally, I would say the things that I would want the government to do for me, if I'm to go into the society, and for those other youths that will be in the society and those that are already in the society at the moment, I would love the government to put up business policies that will favor us as Zambians. That's the point that I was trying to drive in.
Which business policies are those? Be specific. Be specific.
Okay. Okay. With my course, I would say I would venture in a business that is to do with maybe animal production and anything to do with animals. So if I would want a policy that would be implemented, I would want a policy that would talk about those things in line with animals, and maybe, for example, as you've seen it, where we are talking about the market to do with the taking maybe animals away from Zambia, taking them to to countries like Congo. So if there's no policy that is going to be guiding us, meaning animals that are not certified can be taken for consumption, even when they're not supposed to be taken for consumption. So if I mean the policy, I mean the policy that would favor me in that way. Sure.
All right. Okay, good. So let me get some more people. Gift Mwanga, how are you doing? Good evening. Where are you joining us from? The Gift Munishan. All right, we can't hear Gift, sober up, and then come prepared. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
I'm very good. Yeah, in a noisy environment. Where are you? Are you in a hostel? Yeah, there's too much noise going on in the background. So, okay. I don't know. Can you minimize the noise because it's very destructive? Okay, but anyway, go on. So what? All right. Okay, we've lost him. So let's bring back Gift. Gift, hi. Gift, hi. How are you doing? All right. Okay, guys, come on. If you join, at least be prepared, guys. There's a lot of people watching us right now. So when you're delaying, it's not really a good look for me. Vakabosha Mulenga. Hi. I'm back. I'm back with you.
Okay.
Yes. So so far, we are seeing a lot of reshuffles in government, right? And
Yeah.
in order for the citizens to be propelled to another level, are you seeing any implementations right now, any intentions by the current regime to empower the citizens? If you're seeing these strategic movements, maneuvers, which ones are they?
Okay, commenting on this, I would say I don't know what system has Zambia chosen, where if it comes to appointments, I'm speaking from the way I understand things, the way I've been seeing them happening. You know, we have had like from the past, we have always been having the ministers who serve now. They are pretty sure and assured to be serving even after this government. So like there's just that way of where to say, if you are a minister today, you are assured even to serve in the other government to come. For example, we have had people who have been working in other governments, but they are still working in government. So like in my case, I would say, I don't see it to be possible for me to be a minister like anytime soon.
Vakabosha, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be a little bit rude. I don't need to be, I don't mean to be rude on purpose, but this is the problem that we have. What question did I ask you? And what answer are you giving me? What question did I ask you? All right. Okay, we lost him. So this is the problem that we're having in Africa and in Zambia. We do not know what we want. That's why these politicians don't know how to deal with us. You see, I ask him a question, he's talking about something else. And I always talk about males. You see, Avaume, they are very important to society. And one of the things that I'm very passionate about is Avaume, Vabakwati move follow. So that's why we need to have sober males. We need to have males who know what they want, males who are going to be able to protect the land, and males who are precise. You see, when you come on Z Corner, come correct, be sober. Don't be drunk, be sober. When we ask a specific question, give us a specific answer. A lot of people love being conservative and being, I don't know what he was even talking about. So, Wakabosha, I'm sorry to put you on blast, but as a guy, as Umaume, you should be precise. You should know what you want. That's why I'm saying, Fuemi Sepela, and all the citizens of Zambia who are listening to my voice right now, we should know what we want from a specific regime. The reason why we voted for the UPNDs for economic emancipation. Kwapwa, full stop. So from now on, I want everybody who's watching me, there's quite a number of you. I just want you to be talking about economic policies and economic reforms. That's all you're supposed to be talking about. If the UPND is not really going to provide this facility for us, we're going to get them out. You understand? As Avaume, especially, my passion is somebody Shavaume. You know, and this is a problem that we have in Africa, in Zambia to be precise. We give emphasis ukufundava na kashiva na chimbusa. We don't care about bashivu kombe. We need to teach our males to know what they want to lead the country so that aba nakashi na aba na babo bare konka. Anyway, I don't want to get into those semantics. Brother Jason, how are you? Welcome to the show. Today I'm a little bit turned up, Lelo. Later I'm passionate. Not kunjaba to you, Brother Muna, emotional. Today I'm passionate. There's a difference between being emotional and being passionate. Today I'm passionate because it seems we do not know what we're looking for. It's been over 100 days. I'm not seeing any economic reforms. Are you seeing any economic reforms? Any economic policies?
I can see actually. I can see actually your passion about a lot of issues tonight. You know, right. I have joined you late because we're having a network problem here. So that's why I'm late to join you.
No, that's okay. you're the MVP. I don't know. Are you there? Yeah, you've kind of frozen. So let me bring in some few people. Who are we going to go with? I think Brother Jason's network is tripping. So Musa Matipa, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, brother. All right. Okay. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. So, Brian, unmute yourself. Hi. Unmute yourself. Is still muted. Unmute. Yes. Okay. There we go. Hi. How are you doing? Good evening.
I'm doing good, Mona. How are you?
I'm very good. Do you know what you want in life?
Very well. I know.
Good. So, as a youth, what things do you want to see from the UPND? By the way, okay, doesn't really matter. What things do you want to see from the UPND in the next 5 years, 4 years?
Basically, Mona, to start with, myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in school. Yes, I'm doing medicine. I'm in my 4th year, but I take entrepreneurship very seriously.
Now,
so,
people who watch me, sorry, Brian, people who watch me understand that I don't really take the word entrepreneurship lightly. You see, an entrepreneur is a person who can leave his business and his company for about 6 months without doing anything, and the company is able to survive. If you cannot do that, you are not an entrepreneur. You are self-employed. So you're confusing entrepreneurship and self-employment. Are you an entrepreneur or you're self-employed?
Well, based on your words, then I would call myself self-employed, because
Yes.
that was my own definition. But according to your definition, then
Yes.
I think yes, that's the
An
definition.
entrepreneur
So
is somebody
basically,
who can leave his business and let it run because he's got a team, he's got systems put in place, and they can run for about 6 months. So you are self-employed. But anyway, go on.
So Mona, coming back to your question, basically the UPND has been in power for 100 days, and I am one of those youths that queued up on that day to cast a vote. The policies that I want to see changed, and things that I've faced myself, like that I've found problems, even as we try to push to try and make it. One, the business environment is not favorable for the youth. I'll tell you for a fact that the most cried out, or the cry for the most of the youth, is deliberate policies to do with maybe tax. You know, the registration of companies. Yes,
Good.
Registration of companies. And
hold on, Brian. Hold on. That's precise. That's, gentlemen, this is what I'm asking for. You see, a man needs to know what he wants. Okay, when you come on Z Corner, know what you're talking about. We don't like long-winded people. So one of the economic reforms that you need from the UPND is tax, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now explain. What about tax? What things do you want changed about the tax and how things are done? Be specific.
Look, there is processes to do with registering of companies, and even the things to do with even when you set up a company, government is expecting you to pay a certain, to pay tax. You know, there should be a deliberate policy to say maybe businesses making maybe up to certain amount, maybe let's say 10,000 or what, should be exempted to allow the young youths to come up. Otherwise, this will take us forever. Governments will keep coming in and going without the youth.
So what you're talking about is tax exemption. You see, gentlemen,
yes,
you need to be precise. Tax exemption is one of the reforms that you're looking for. Tax exemptions. Full stop. Be precise. As a man, know what you're talking about. Okay, next policy. So tax exemption 1. Next policy, what are you looking for?
Yes, the next thing that I would want to see from this government is them to ban on certain goods that can be manufactured within our country. I'll give an example. Is I know of a certain group of youths that make our peanut butter, but you go in ShopRite, you find another peanut butter being imported all the way from South Africa. When those young youths can still supply
Brian,
ShopRite, can still
good. Too many words. Summarize that in one sentence. What you said in one sentence.
Okay, basically, all I'm saying is things that can be supplied right here, like especially small things like what our youths are able to do, should be banned, should be deliberately banned from entering our country in order to allow the local supply to have market. In short, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so basically, manufacturing opportunities for local entrepreneurs. One sentence.
Yes.
Was that difficult?
No. And
next point. What's the next point?
Yeah, the other point is I think it has to do with empowering the youth, especially where agriculture is concerned. I was just looking at the EFF leader. He was talking about youths engaging into agriculture.
This is what I don't like. Why do you have to use a lot of filler words and all that stuff? You see, I want Zambian youths to be precise. You need to know what you're talking about. Stop using a lot of filler words. Go to the point. Go.
Mona, what I'm trying to say is government should give us resources in order for us to invest in agriculture as young people. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
So what criteria is the government going to be able to give you resources? What criteria? Are we talking about CDF? Are we talking about loans? What criteria?
Basically, I've heard of these cooperatives and what. To be honest, go there on the ground. It's not happening to the youths. But what we are calling of is others should be given. Others will say no, I don't have land, but government should be able to identify of land.
You said I should go to the ground. What does that have to do with me, guys? These are prime examples. This is what we need to change. We need to change the way our youths think. You're already seeing examples. By the way, Brian, you're doing very fine. By the way, big ups to you, Brian. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on blast, but you're just, you're collateral damage at this particular moment, but you're doing very fine. So I'm giving you practical examples. We do not know what we want. The Zambian youths do not know what they want. So Brian, I'm giving you one more chance.
Yes, Mona. Yes, Mona.
What else do you want? What other economic reforms do you want? They are watching us. Tell them. Not to nani. Just go to the point and give them what they want. What do you want?
Basically, I was talking about empowerment. It could be in the sector of agriculture. It could be young people who are coming up with companies right now. Like I've seen young people grouping up, like bricklayers, those plumbers. What they are trying to come up with things that they can own under the CDF thing that has been the CDF that has been increased in constituencies. They are trying to win such tenders, but so government, even as they award these small contracts, they should take a recognizance of these young people that are grouping right now. These who are, I've seen, like I said, bricklayers, these who are, plumbers and carpenters and what. They are forming groups because we know to say this CDF is money that is meant for us, the youths. So even as they will be awarding projects, they say there's building of a school, there's building of a hospital, there's what we've heard. Let them be considerate of these young people. If they don't give us priority, well, we have just given them 5 years, and we are watching.
Okay,
They
Brian,
should be
you've
aware.
lost me. Too many words. Summarize in one sentence so that I can get you. You see, as men, as a man, you should know what you want.
Prioritized.
Chapwa. So youth should be prioritized.
Yes.
Youth should be prioritized. Now, why were you telling me all that stuff? Why did I need to listen to all that stuff?
But Muna, if I don't break it down for someone out there, they won't understand in what angle. I can summarize for you, but someone out there needs to understand the direction.
Why do you need to break it down? Are you talking with an infant? You're not talking to an infant. I'm capable of understanding, and the people watching you, they're capable of understanding. But why do you have to bring in the like all these jargons and all these things? Why? Be precise,
listen, Muna,
straight to the point. Yeah.
The thing is, this could be an opportunity that someone is even learning of an idea right now. You get. But if I don't get even to say it, okay, maybe because you're moderating it and it's time limited, but basically that's what I was even thinking, that should be the idea. If a youth can pick also an idea to say, oh, maybe this is what I can take from this CDF that is happening at constituency level, then maybe I can have.
But don't you think that the message is going to be lost when you bring in a lot of people can't really process thousands of words? Don't you think the message will be lost if you talk about? There's just few sentences to make your point. Make your point. Keep it moving. So this is a lesson to you as a youth and to everybody out there. As Africa, we need to know what we want. Let's say what we want in few words and keep it moving. Next point. What's your next point?
No, I basically for now, Mona, I think I would like to take a break. I'll contribute later as others do.
All right. Okay, good. But anyway, I hope it's okay, because that's what guys do.
That's not the case, Mona. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, but anyway, I hope you got my point. And please take this. Do this with your family, because Mozambique, we'd like talking too much. As a man, be specific, precise, know what you want. Filter out all that bullshit in your head. Like if you've got theories, filter that shit. Make sure you've got one specific point in one sentence. Make sure you put your message across in one sentence. All right, okay, you've been good. Thanks. I really appreciate you. At least your tolerance is very good. At least the other guy ran away. So thanks, Brian. So I'll talk to you. Anyway, Chewe, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm very good. So what economic reforms do you want from the government?
So first and foremost, I want a shift from youth empowerment to entrepreneurship. From your definition of entrepreneurship, I would say we have a lot of young people who are self-employed and not entrepreneurs, because a lot of young people wouldn't stay away from their businesses, I would say so. So the first thing that I would want is a conducive economic environment, in the sense that, for instance, we need to have a stable exchange rate when it comes to the kwacha and the dollar, because a lot of young people depend on that. Like currently, a lot of young people haven't really done businesses because they depend on importing things. And mostly this is what happens in the country. So that has to be really stabilized for us to have a conducive environment. And also, I feel they move with the IMF, because I know the IMF are one of the institutions that really get to control the exchange rates for different countries. So it's the only problem is that a lot of young people will be affected when it comes to fuel and the tariffs. But in the long run, I feel the exchange rates will start dropping, like we've noticed recently. It has started dropping, which is a plus for the young people to take advantage of this if their businesses are involved in the export. Then the second thing, I feel we need to shift from white collar jobs to blue collar jobs. What am I talking about when it comes to economics? I mean, I can tell you there are a lot of young people who are very skilled. For instance, in Kalingalinga, who are doing welding. Of late, we've noticed a lot of houses being built by young people. If the young people were skilled with the proper skills, for instance, like people in Zimbabwe who are very skilled when it comes to building and plumbing, we would really have a robust entrepreneurship environment, because a lot of young people who have the right skills that we have been importing from China to come and build a two-story building, when we have young people who can really do that. So I feel we need to have a mind shift also when it comes to the type of skills that we want to focus on if we really want to change the economic environment. Because for me, I believe that if we focus really on entrepreneurship, then in the long run, we'll resort to getting loans from the young people within our country, other than going to institutions like the IMF that are going to really give us conditions that really get to affect the youth in the long run. So I feel those are the two reforms that I feel should really be focused on in the next 5 years for the UPND, for the youth to be able to flourish as young people.
Bravo. Now, viewers, did you hear that? You saw the difference, right? So this is what we need. We need youths who know what they want and people who are focused on what they need. So Bachewe and Kamba, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. We should link up in the inbox and all that stuff. So yeah, you've been good. Anyway, Brother Simkonda, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. And how are you, Mona?
I'm very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come back to normal programming because these are our usual suspects. But Jason, Simkonda, so intro kapwa. So anyway, gentlemen, you see the points which are on our discussion today. So what are your opinions? So Simkonda, give us your 90-second thoughts with regards to everything that we're going to be discussing. Then we'll pass it over to Brother Jason because we've come back to normal programming.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I've not yet gone through the points there, but I'll comment on the I think the current situation there. When you say that about what are we supposed to do as a youth so that we see how we can progress. I think maybe for the first, for the first 5 years. Thank you very much. I think it's very, very important. The first thing, I think even the previous broadcast, I said that the first thing that you have to do, first of all, you have to know what do you want. That's the first thing. Then from there, you have to sit down, make a program, make a plan. This is what I want. At what, in which period? Maybe 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 and 10 years. I want to. I need to have this and this and this and this. Then now we have to use now the opportunity which is available. Let's take for instance. We have this youth, especially when you go. I think now it's countrywide. When you go to Lusaka, you go to Eastern Province. We have those metal fabricate. We have to improve those industries. We have carpenters. Also, we have to improve that industry. We have timber industry there. We have to empower these young people. Give them the tools. Give them the opportunity. Let them produce those tables they use in offices instead of importing from these other countries. Empower them. For example, like also we have the same welders, those people. I think a lot of people now they are building. We have this hotel coming up. We have houses. We have to empower them so that they can start now producing and competing at the international level. So what is needed is just the empowerment. Let's go for fish farming. Also, there's money there. Give opportunity to these people so that at least we can have the fish ponds, so that they can start now supplying fish in this We have ShopRite, we have Pick and Pay instead of importing fish from other countries. So these are the opportunities. Let's talk about men's. Let's empower youth to have these opportunities. Let's take for instance, we have, for example, from men's. There's a lot of things that you can make from there. We can make men's brand there, and also let's empower people to go into soya beans. These are the food for pigs, even for fish also, and for cattle. So if you have all these things, I think I can say we can make a lot of money. I think that is what I can say about now.
All right, thanks, brother Simkonda. So, brother Jason, the floor is yours. About bosses, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Brother Muna. I think I also pick from what a youth is required to do, and also what is expected to do. First and foremost, if you look at the current regime, actually they have laid out a clear platform for the young entrepreneur actually to benefit. But the issue, Muna, is this young entrepreneur whom the government want to engage ready to pick up this challenge? That's the question. Brother Muna, one change a young entrepreneur. In Zambia, I think there is little knowledge on how to start a business, how to grow a business, and how to maintain a business. That's why we hear most of the time when a youth is empowered first, he or she goes to buy a Porsche car, start showing off on Facebook and the like, before somebody can even invest. So we are saying what is needed the Zambian youth is mind transformation, especially towards business and entrepreneurship, because they should know that actually to be a businessman is not something actually that comes from the bruise, that just drops like that. It should be understood that you cannot sow a seed today and be able to harvest overnight. It is something that you can nurture properly. So the government, quite all right, they have increased, as you can see, they have increased a constituency fund from 1.7 to 26 point something somewhere there, which means the government actually wants to include a young Zambian actually to be part of the economic development of this country. Now we are looking at what is happening on the ground, Brother Muna. They have advertised skills training center, but you discover that few youths are actually participating in these opportunities. Most of them, let me just say 3/4 of them, they are indulging themselves in drug abuse, a lot of things. That's why we are saying for the government, before the government engage these guys with a lot of empowerment, because actually it will be just a loss if they dish out the funds to people who don't know the technical know-how of these finances. It will be like a sheer waste of time. So a Zambian youth needs to be educated. A Zambian youth needs to understand his or her responsibility as a citizen, the role he or she has, the role he or she has to play in the development of the country. Because you discover that most of them, they just complain. But when opportunities are presented, they fail to pick up the responsibility and the challenges. We've got youths here whereby they complain to say, bossy, mulatuchinga, but try to engage such individuals. When you pay them a small amount of money, they will go. After they finish a 10 kwacha, that's when now they come back to say, boss to refinance. So what is just needed before they even start off disbursing the funds, they should make sure that these young people are trained, their mind are transformed, their mind actually are nurtured to be responsible. For now, I'm sure maybe other panelists can pick up. I'll join in later.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Brother Jason. So, Mr. Biani, hi, welcome to the show. What is your contribution to today's topics? You can unmute yourself, Mr. Biani. All right. Okay. It seems Mr. Biani is sleeping. So, Mr. Simkonda, Brother Simkonda, continue. Today's topics. Did you get the chance to see today's topics? So, according to you, what role does the FiC play, the Financial Intelligence Center? Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and be stationary. All right. Mr. Biani, hi. Good evening. Okay, Mr. Simkonde is back. All right, Mr. Biani, we'll get back to you.
How are you?
We'll get back to you because you're sleeping. So, Mr. Simkonde, the FIC, what role do you think the FIC plays in Zambia? All right, you're muted. Unmute yourself. Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, for the for FIC, yeah, actually I saw the. I think I saw today that the president has dissolved the board for Financial Intelligence Center. I think I don't have much information, yeah, but the little that I have, I can say that the Financial Intelligence Center, I think this is the board which is look at how the transactions is like how the transaction is moving, and also to detect in terms of the corruption. I think that is what I can say. I think this is what I can say about the IFIC.
Yeah. So, why do you think the president dissolved the FIC? Anyway, let's pass it over to Mr. Biani. Mr. Biani, unmute yourself. Why do you think the president dissolved the FIC and IDC?
Yeah, I think what I can say, or my knowledge, the little knowledge which I have at the moment, is that those people, that board was started operating from the last regime. So now this is a new Dawn government. So automatically they need to set up a new board. I think that's what I can put it at the moment.
Right. So, okay. So, did you answer why he dissolved the FIC?
I think maybe. Hello.
Yes,
Hello?
Mr. Sumkoda, go on.
Yeah, I think the reason why the president has dissolved that board, looking at this board was started in the previous regime, which is the PF. And last time I said that the one who appoints this, it's the president. And then looking at the PF and looking at the corruption level which was there during the PF, it was high. And then to trust the same members which was in the same board, I think that's the reason why the president cannot work with this same members. I think that's the reason why the president had dissolved, so that at least we can have the new members. But again, now the issue will come in because the president again is going to appoint the director there again, which means they're going now to they're going to it will depend with the policies of the government in terms of work. I think they will be biased to the ruling party. So I can say that in terms of appointing, I think this in terms of appointing, they have to make like they're not supposed to give power to the president to appoint the board, so that this institution can work whether to the ruling part and also to the opposition political parties. This name should be just selected and sent to the parliament, and then the parliament should give the tenure of office to these members, so that they will not be even be biased to the ruling, to the appointing authority. I think that is what I can say.
All right. Okay. So, Brother Oscar, are you able to hear us? And Brother Jason, are you there? Kindly turn on your video so that I know that you're there. So, Brother Oscar, what do you think about the finance minister's comment with regards to the youth? And can you also give us your take on Chishimba Kambwili's take on the whole debacle with regards to the nullified MPs?
Good evening, Muna. Good evening, the panel. Good evening. I think I saw some of the friends I remember here, but I greet all of you, and good evening, Zambians, those who are following us on on the social network. Thank you very much for having me connected and invited. I think these days a lot of things has occurred in our country. Definitely none of whatever has happened has come as a surprise. All we are seeing, I think, all we are witnessing is consequential of what has been going on in the country. So I would maybe comment on the reaction of Dr. Chishimba Kambwili concerning the Speaker of the National Assembly ruling. You know, Mr. Muna, she might not have ruled correctly, and but there is a history which is stating us that well, a certain ruling like the one she passed last time, maybe it has already happened in the Parliament. So we might differ probably concerning on the ruling of the Speaker of the National Assembly. Is it Mrs. Mutti? Yeah, Nelly Mutti. Mrs. Mutti. We might differ. Just like my opinion myself, my opinion is she might have been right, she might have not been right, but she is heading the National Assembly, so definitely she was supposed to take a decision. I might be on her side, I might be not on her side. This is secondary, but the decision needed to be taken, of course. What is the problem here? What I've noticed myself, what I've observed, it's the constitution, Mr. Mona, it's not very clear. We need a reform. I think in Zambia, we deadly need the reform of our constitution. Many things. Look at what has happened, the mistake on the third term. Now here, we are complaining of the decision of Mrs. Mutti. Well, something needs to be done. I'm not going to give a reason to, well, credit to the speaker or discredit to the speaker, but I would say, well, the constitution needs to be reformed in Zambia. There is urgent need to reform. Okay, ngatatumfwe chisungu fwewe na Zambia. Kanshi tukalembe constitution muftundu fyesu. So that we understand. I mean, this is annoying now. It is becoming so annoying that every time when a decision is made, these professionals, the lawyers, the counsels, judges, the members of parliament, we go back to seeking the right interpretation of what is written in the constitution states. I hope I'm not a little bit complicated there. I mean, it's something very straightforward. Ukuiva ngawalakaka, waliva bakukaka. Very straightforward. No, but constitution, I think, yes, Vamuna, myself, is whatever is happening, we need urgently. In the first term, we have our President Hakainde Hichilema. Let's start thinking of doing something to the constitution. Probably constitution yali abamwinse. Bishe katuishinga yali yesu. That's why tatu understand if. Yali abamwisa. We want our own constitution ngamwasala and administer. Ngakwaba ba musta petition. You have to go out from the parliament. Straightforward. Interpretation, no, it doesn't mean like that. It means the other way around. She is right, she is not right. This is so Bamuna. I now want to get into the analyzing the fact, whether it is correct or not, I'm going to say, I think what I've deduced in a party academy, we need absolutely urgent to renew constitution. Tonse turotuma lakuna zitulia koma shani tulia ngabalefa tukafunyeko tukayefunyako. That's what I think. Then pali wa Bowman Lusambo, whatever he was saying, I think no, sorry, about Chishimba Kambwili, whatever he's saying. I think Chishimba Kambwili loses memory quite easily. He is the one who accused the PF, not me, but Chishimba Kambwili is the one who accused the PF of the judgment of the former speaker. Achia Nishina Bamdala, can you help me? The former speaker.
Matibini.
Yes. Chishimba Kambwili was against the decision of Matibini. But Chishimba Kambwili said that he complained to the Patriotic Front, to the PF. And now today, when you come out like this and saying words like this, which I didn't like very well, in this country, we are creating monsters. No. If such a word comes from Chishimba Kambwili, it is very disappointing. This man seems to be losing reality. How can we say, when Chishimba Kambwili said we are creating monsters, you are insulting me. You are insulting the 2.8 Zambian people who voted for the president. And another thing, okay, katwishinga kalande muchibemba Hakainde Hichilema. Bachimba Kambwili bate muchibemba. Na inede keni ndande papa mukachibemba. Hakainde Hichilema alilanda ine shilefwayo kuingila mufyo bakapokola balechita nefyo bajaji balechita ine shilefwayo kuingilamo munde kende tungulule chalo nga president. Ero no mbanga mwaesafu mabonse aba Chishimba Kambwili ifile chita Hakainde. Why is saying ifile chita Hakainde? Ero no mba mwamone ishimilandu shonsechi omwina Zambia ngafulwa mairo ngaba Jason ngabati wafulu basalandati iwe na alako kakishe Chishimba Kambwili pantu wabepesha wa president ati eba kakire nangu eba alandire ifyo balandire mu parliament bushenga waesa kukaka mwalala ndati ali bipo muntu mwamone. So the president is not, he was not there in parliament. The president is out. He was in Malawi. The president wali ku Malawi when such a decision was being made. Why do you pull now the president? Uwawa chachini ababemba balanda uwawa tabula kabepesho. Turefwa fya bakubepesha tubepesha omuntu awe pantu efyo bala kakaba ulengere ni Hakainde umwana wa bene ali mu opposition bamubepesha fyonse ale tungurure chalo kumubepesha fyonse. And I am just against, I would appeal to Chishimba Kambwili, be careful with your words. Tomorrow na imwenga waisa mikonka mwikalandati chalo chali mpata. How can you call umuntu 2.8 million wasalidi that he is a monster? No. Thank you for a moment, Amuna.
All right. Okay. So we pass it over to Brother Jason.
Brother Muna, thank you so much for giving me yet another opportunity. Good to see you, Brother Pombo. You disappeared some minutes ago. And I think here I will pick up from where Brother Pombo has ended. Then I'll comment on the sentiments that were made by Honorable Minister of Finance, concerning the youth. And secondly, I also want to comment on the arrest of Stephen Kampyongo. So I will start by just saying something about the Constitution, because you know the reason why we Africans have not developed to that level because we like living to loopholes to favor us in the future, so that when we do something, we know that I'm going to hinge on that one. So that's where the problem is. No wonder I love the late Maos Manloy, who says that I think the crown, Brother Moon and the viewers, it doesn't make a slave to be a king. You know, I think what is killing us is the slave mentality. Because, you know, a slave, when he's accorded an opportunity and the privilege of power, you know, all they do is abuse. Abuse. No wonder, even in the spelling out of the Constitution has got so many loopholes just to favor the politician. It doesn't favor any ordinary Zambian whatsoever. Because yesterday, like Brother Pompo is just from talking, yesterday I gave an example of what happens to somebody who is charged of maybe murder case. You are judged to say you are arrested for 15 years imprisonment. What happens to that person? That person, of course, is incarcerated and imprisoned. And if that person makes an appeal, they don't say, because you have made an appeal, we are going to allow you to be walking freely and the like. The person actually is held in custody, is remanded for further questioning. It does not mean when you make an appeal, then the higher court is going to rule out what the lower court charged. So what we are seeing in Zambia, the constitution is tailored in such a way that it has got too many loopholes which allow actually the politician to sneak away of all the offenses and the atrocities that they commit. So now let me just comment about the sentiment that Honorable Finance Minister made concerning the youth. I think it's like you, the youth, you don't know what you need, you don't understand what you need. Yeah? Because that statement, he passed with the presumption that all the youths in Zambia, they are unable to analyze what happens when fuel prices go up. What happens when they increase the electricity tariffs? I think that's what I got it myself. Eh? One thing that he should understand, because he justified, he asked the question, and he himself answered that question to say, you are going to benefit, you'll be taking your brother, that one who was almost dropping out of school, you'll be benefiting. Yeah? You'll be benefiting from the school fees, from the free education and the like. So what I want to say is, these politicians, they have to understand, to say actually, even if they think that every youth is useless, they are unable to interpret certain issues. There are youths who understand to say, when electricity goes up, when fuel goes up, actually, it has an effect. It has an effect on the purchasing power of the currency. Because if electricity is increased, if fuel is increased, which means production is going to be increased due to the increment in transportation. As a result, it is now going to put pressure on the currency that we are using. Because if they say, okay, we are going to remove this and this, and when we have a price increment in commodities, at least we are going to consider social cash transfer payment to those people who are vulnerable. But we haven't heard such propositions made by the finance minister himself. He's making it as if everyone lives in town, everyone is able to manage the transport and the like. Even the same minibuses that he mentioned, are those minibuses the people will be jumping on going to be free? No, people will be paying fares, of which fares they are going to be increased. So the minister should have found a way to explain to the Zambians to say, guys, this is the current situation, this is the state of affairs. And the reason why we have done this, the reason why we have decided to remove subsidy on fuel and electricity, is so and so. Like Mwanawasa did. Mwanawasa came out in the open straight to say, guys, things are not okay. We are going to do this for a time being, but at the end of the day, all of us are going to celebrate. But not whereby you assume to say, no, you don't understand what you mean and the like. So, Kariake na Kachbanika era, it was not in order actually for the finance minister to say that you guys, you don't understand what is happening. People understand what happens when certain important commodities actually are their prices shifted upwards. They understand. And secondly, let me talk about the arrest of Honorable Kampyongo. It's a pity that his honor is now in the behind bars. But you know, I was analyzing the sentiments which were made, by his counterparts. Actually, went to see him. I don't know if they went there in order to show that support and harmony. But I noted one point which
Brother Jason, your internet is it's tripping. But now you're back.
Am I?
No, not really. Anyway, gentlemen, and the viewers watching us, obviously today you saw like a different side of me. And to be honest, we need this. Because being nice has never taken Zambia anywhere. You see, this is one of the reasons why foreigners, especially our friends from the East, they know that if they come to Zambia and they pay a few people, you know, Zambians are nice. You can steal their natural resources and you can do things to Zambians and they are nice because they're a Christian nation. If you go to foreign countries, I'm sure to all those who travel and visit other countries, these people are not nice. When it comes to protecting their land, protecting their natural resources and keeping order, they're not nice. You see, in Zambia, we're too nice. We're too laid back. We take things casually. That's why politicians even take advantage of us because we're too nice. We're too nice. Let's stop being nice and let's get the work done. So, being conservative and being understanding, it won't produce us results. But Brother Oscar, how's the general consensus? If you go, let's say, for example, to China, can you do things that Chinese people do in Zambia? Can a Zambian do the things that they do in China? You can unmute yourself, Brother Oscar.
All right. Thank you, Mr. You know, it's that this discussion is quite interesting, and you are right. You know, in Zambia, we are young in our democracy, and economically we are not independent. You can imagine, Mr. Mona, if South Africa, through Malema, Julius Malema, he says, my party, we are going to fight for the economic independence. Economic independence. Went to Italy here at the beginning. They started telling me, you know, discussing with people, you know, going and how they work, how they govern a company. You go and watch, and these people, they will talk to me. In your country, what happens? How is the checks and balances thing? The transparency, which is fundamental here in Europe. In Europe, in a year, any company should write a summary of the entrances and exits, expenditure, and every single coin is supposed to go through. Financial Finance
FiC.
Intelligence Center. Yes. Financial Intelligence Center nganamona ile yaba kuno kwali bana ba police bamuna kwali ba finance police abesa baisa momwene mu office mu chita conduct Z-Corner bamuna basami pshat. Mr. Muna, can I have a book of what's going on here? Then you present the book. Okay, in here I have this income, I have this my expenditures. Then we'll learn that okay, everything is in order. Thank you, sir, and have a good work. Everything is accounted for. Everything is accounted for. Number here in Italy, not only in Italy, it's European Union regulations. Ama Chinese, ama Shanyuko, Tetivese, Vamuna, just to give you an example. No foreigner has been giving the country's major assets. No foreigner, American, Chinese, whatever you want. But they just work, they have only shares in a big company. A recent example, Jeep, the manufacturing Jeep, Jeep the Jeep company has partners now. They have partnership with Fiat. Fiat is an Italian car making company. Well, so they are now manufacturing a Jeep, which is made to be for a European Jeep, very different from an American Jeep. But what happens in this company now in Europe? They have partnership. The Americans have 45% of shares, and the European partner has 55% of the shares. That's why these people, they are economically independent. Another example, we are under COVID, with this problem of pandemic with COVID. The European countries, they are not accepting something which comes from certain countries. I'm not going to nominate the name Zain, just to hold on Karaka privacy. By Europe, there are certain vaccines which they don't accept to come here. Why? Because these people, they are independent economically. That gentleman talks about the problem of Africa here and there. We keep on okulalomba fye alokulomba takupela muchinchi ukuyashita ngawayashita ila pelo muchinchi wakwata na responsibility. That's why ababa nesu aba ububungo bachitire pantu fimbi fyonse fyakulomba fe imiti twayalomba baiba twayalomba kuli ba MFF baiba mwamone alanga bali yashita. Mr. Muna, if the government was going to invest the money of Zambia, they were going to be responsible. They were going to be absolutely responsible. So Muno mu Italy, land ba Muna. I cannot be given land in a rent kumu Italian.
So, Brother Oscar, why do you think Africans and Zambians are too nice? Why? Why are we too nice?
We are not too nice. We just leave we leave them involved in corruption practices. I thank you, UPND, Uriati Deputy Councillor Nganina New Yoba Iketioko, with the bribing something like that, 2 million, 1 million kwacha, 2,000. Yeah.
Yes.
Bamtamfia, Yasbini, let that Fidia, Bamuna, if we follow that trend, I am telling you, that's the way it's supposed to be. If you wake Katengawasa, Ikata Nanikane, our Home Affairs Minister Jack Muimbu basa bekata fiat nava kwataka corruption. Let in their parties mwabaka close at ingabaku kata for corruption. You step down. If you have Europe, member of parliament, Wamuna member of parliament, takwata business ya kwensha mabasi mu Europe. Wufi, because it's conflict mamonen tabako abesu ifwe ba member of parliament bali kwata ma trucks ba Chishimba Kambwili bali kwata ma companies ama trucks. How can you represent the people? Let's run a business the other side. You give even concession to your own company. And then we are saying we can fight corruption in such a way. How it's impossible. It's impossible. So kuno ku Europe bamuna. Teti bapele tabapela. Ine ufwe inchi to tuomba ifwe. I cannot be a manager of a bank in Italy when I am a foreigner. 30. I cannot be a director of Colosseum, Colosseum Vamuna Chilia, an identity for Italy. I can, being a foreigner, I can never be the director of a Colosseum. Nangu mwirishanye mama irishanye achawe. If we were in Zambia, basatwe banokutwe bati still privatize. You have to privatize because all basenda na fions. Mamon, if ubututu inshallah ndati ubututu panto abena Zambia te batutu. Wali sambidira twalikwata na abena Zambia twalikwata n'entambi. Abasungu intambi tabakwata. So ifwe ubututu tatwakwata nomba twalikwata bali twambukisha bamuna bali twambukisha ninshi bayishira abasungu ku Africa bayishire tufundefi. Chiteni divide abena Zambia, abena Africa na abena Zambia. Mureba chita divide. Nga baba united, these people, they will fish us out. And in Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema, I think this man, in any bachita of trust this. I don't know why I have trust in this man. Nga bachita understand this. The more we are going to be divided in working at things, the more our country loses. Now the change, if we are going to change the way of doing politics, va opposition kuno ku Europe so that a country can grow. Opposition nga kwaba ukuvota nani law mu government. Ya kwebati kukwata fyomwa umeafira kwata fyomwa na kashiumo chapwa takuri kupa bana kashi 16. Ba opposition na bena bala vota because icho chile afwe chalo maumva ka example na pera wa munu. That change of mentality, not if you have opposition ati. Na babika polo ati yo kupa fyomwana kashiumo. Awe, tintulande fyati awe. No. If the country wants to grow, why our opposition vote? Yes. That mentality to change. Let us take back to country bekesa to be pabamuma walisa to be party nga tamwakala privatize. Imwe tamwa free, you are not economically free. Apape nana alikana. Magufuli is an example. No you kikagali nango ine shamutema sana. But na kagari na ni example. Uku kwata independence ifofuine. Ine wine ba amuna. Tukapera ba nani kani aba ba Jason. Ba Jason tukapera wakabe ba ona ba gold mine ya Zambia. Gold mine ya ba mwishina da ba Jason. So that Badia bonse bamasene abakalaisa mukubomba bakalaisa ba China baleisa baisa pitira mu buku lyaba Jasoni. Ero nomba government nomba lyaisa akuri ba Jason nomba ba Jason lete ni buku tumone mpiesha abamo ba Jason ngatabalemba mu buku twaekata ba Jason. Nomba ba Jason ngatabalefo kubekata kubomba bwino. You get the point. Kubomba bwino. And this is very important thing of to teach Chikakule, the youth, Abama youth, how are we going to help them? Transparency in making business. Elio, no kupela. Makamaka ngafyaye na mamaini. Kairia mutima wesu ifu mamaini. Ama maini mwebantu. Ala kuti tuafichinje fifintu. Tukafichinje felikala mwishi na liamuina Zambia. ZCCM iraine lyaba mwishi na lyamwina Zambia. Inshallah ndati fika wedele kuri government because government cannot be the owner of this, but in private hands nomba law kuti bapanga bakavote na ba Kampyongo na bachimba Kambwili bakavote law yakwe bati mai ikalaba mwishi na lyamwina Zambia. Ala iyo yanza kuvota bonza ba member of parliament baya vota tuavote. So that in darama tukeshiboko kushikalaya na nomba ine ba muna nsha ishibe MPH from ZCCM insha ishi benfiye shifunga muinde tatwa ishi bamane nomba mwamone nomba fyambo
kabiri twariva sana bwino kabiri nga batu bishinga fe bata da beshate ifuma Zambia nzinga twabika po fe prayer and fasting they all forgive and forget. We're too nice.
Fiala itana tu papa twala isa receive twa isa mwashi vai kala no kwikala bonse receive instead uye mukubomba bale kubulira God yo bale senda God iwo bale ko afati receive the Holy Ghost tefya bomba Holy Ghost ifyo Holy Ghost apera omwina Zambia maka aya kubomba waya bombesha edo nomba mwambo kusombola efyo abomba Holy Ghost noti ati yopo kafye ikesa tuntuka fe moto kapakona pona ikala moto kayala tuntuka fyabu fi kubombesha ifo turefu ayoko kabombeshe youth go and work very hard kachitene register ma companies imwe wa Hakainde pere nyabe na Zambia landi teti ba muinsana ba mwenye na nomba ebalepo ka 50 hectares of land mu Zambia inende nieba ba muna I just have a 30 by 40 meters 30 by 40 no kunjipusha no kulipira oro wasa mfati nafumana ku Italy no kulipira na fimbi palika 30 by 40 meter square of land olo mwaisa mwana bamuinsa nsha bapere no muchisi ni bamuinsa no takuri no kumfwenso ni bala bamuinsa bali kwata 50,000 hectares of land umuntu kwesa mu Zambia if you want say Hakainde ifo ina aliperesha ifo tukaba muri ba opposition ina na wa Jason tukaba muri ba opposition party tukalanda na Hakainde twabeba twawishako na totela
kwaya apanbana na bala konkanya hapo ba Jason then twalapera ko ba Moses.
Just there, Brother Muna, you know, Brother Pombo, thank you so much. Na temwa sana aspect mwa touching ako concerning ifufema Zambians, that ka clip wachilanga Brother Muna, whereby that young man actually, he was so emotional, like Bamuna Baranda Chachiba nani kane passionate about how lousy we Africans are, whereby we have everything, but we don't trust what we have. We are still looking outside for handouts, which is a bad thing. So now, talking of disunity, Brother Pombo, actually, that's why I always say, the only thing that can help, you know, these guys like the late John Pombe Magufuli and this current president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, they have managed to do that. Because the confusion actually, it happens, Brother Mpombo, from our Lulo communities, whereby we have resources, we have got everything. Now, because of disunity mentality in us, that which does not allow us Zambians actually to see a fellow Zambian doing something and be able to progress. If what comes into our mind, kufyonaula. You see, and that's no wonder these guys actually, they have seen that RUPO. They have seen a RUPO to say, oh, so this is how disunited these guys are. Let us do this and that. Look at Financial Intelligence Center, Chipshabu Brother Muna, because it was instituted actually in order to monitor financial transactions, be able to give reports actually to the legal authorities, and they take action. But were they doing that with Chinese bank, with I don't know if it is Bank of China? Where are they going there to go and investigate the financial transaction which Bank of China was making? So Brother Pombo, point mulandire poya kwebati ukushishita kwesu ekwalengana bamwisa actually bakonkanyepo kuchita behave for bachita behave, because it is us actually who promote them. Look at this. Somebody, you even know that he committed some offense. And an honorable is saying that we are going to go Zambians because na tumona kuli ama selective arrest. Mwe bantu bakwalesa. If ndo kubomba nishiri aba selective, it is actually them, the PF, who created that type of selection. No, bakonke omutongo ushalimo. Bakonke kalundo ushalimo ushafishibe. Bala konka abalimo. Ero na abalimu katimulya. Bantu abalefuma from a certain region, who were in those key positions. So the only thing that can help us is the government. I'm sure he understands what you, Brother Mpombo, has discussed and what we are talking about. Because actually, he was a victim. It was not easy for Hakainde Hichilema to ascend to power. Hard working Yaba HH, it was misinterpreted as satanism. It was misinterpreted as uburoshi. Hard working. And these politicians, you know, they mean no good for this country whatsoever. Because they take advantage actually of the vulnerability of the people background. So nangama complaints that's why nangama constitution, they don't make for that child in the deepest area of Shangombo. They don't make for that shikuru in the deepest area of Kaputa. It is to their interest. So we are saying, Brother Mpombo, me I'm always direct. The government, there is an intel, Brother Mpombo, for your own information, that follows us actually. The government should start engaging the chiefs, the traditional leaders, to say, chiefs, we want to start seeing the local entrepreneurs in those villages to start coming up and to be able to start utilizing those resources which are there. Because there is no way a local entrepreneur abutuka kumushi, Chinese aye kokulia, enambo kutapa ba mkula. Ambyo kutapa manganese, brother Pombo. You can imagine that. So problem is the problem opo yaba pakuchitave engage ama traditional leaders. Now when bali kwatako problem because they need to pass actually ama deliberate laws in their areas to say that to na witchcraft practicing and the like. Because what happens if they see a hard worker, Brother Mpombo, what comes in a Zambian mind? Kufa bamufumye polia mwe. That's why Teba Sungu Beka Zambia. Me, I always say that our culture is xenophobic, whereby we don't love our own actually to flourish. We always want to see Bamwinsa, as long as somebody is not a Zambian, Zambia is a fertile ground for entrepreneurship, Brother Mpombo. Talk of the Rwandese. We have Rwandese, a lot of them in Lusaka, in those shanty compounds. You find there big shops. They are groceries. But if a Zambian put up a grocery, in no time, you've seen that. We are not in the position whereby we stand up to protect what is our own. We stand up to safeguard what is our own. We stand up actually to empower what is our own. No wonder mwalasanga na ngiyo ine pati mwachikumiako iya mapapazi. In Zambia, they are, of course, true prophets. But because of the xenophobic culture in Zambia, Papa fianga fumine outside the country, bafumine Panamibia. Ni shirwanya Brother Mpombo. Nangwabe bachirieni chani, ni shibalaria.
Because simply we're too nice. That's why I'm saying being too nice is a problem. Even in business. In business, if you're too nice,
that is not being too nice, Brother Mnada. It is being primitive. Because there is no way look at Rwanda. I always envy Rwanda. There was genocide in 1994. But look at the resurrection. Where far Zambia po iberere mwamonaka no mbanishi rengere. There are certain things tuma culture tumu. That's why nangwama politics ya Zambia ine mbona mufyo bulo shibweka bweka. When somebody proposes ichintu chiri beneficial kumuntu onse, because tabale fwaya chitenani kanechi chite progress chakuta benefit uri onse. Bala chita politicize. That's why I'm a politics. I'm Zambia. If they continue like this, there will be no development. Kusangana ka 5 years kapwa. So to reach the age of Fiash Hakainde Hichilema, to say Bafuire Baima, let the church, because church has a part actually to pray in order to control the moral fiber of a community. It has a very big role to play as a church. Because Brother Mura in Efiango shall always mention this. Not me, what changed my mind is actually the church. It is from the church where I learned that God said, let us create man in our likeness. There is no mention of a race whatsoever there. So I said, oh, so I'm created in the likeness of God. I should be creative also. Then again, it is from the Bible where I learned. My people are perishing for lack of knowledge. That's why Brother Muna nalitemo kushita research. Ndaberenga, Ndaberenga to my books. I know I'm a businessman, so I need to acquaint myself with that knowledge, so that I understand how things are moving. And the same church taught me to say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. No mbama Zambians, na kariting culture, kalibako puwa mwe, kalibako puwa. That's why there is a lot of misinterpretation. Because abantu tatusenda time ya kubiringa. Because ngataule berenga na ngataule ba expose kuri ututuma program turechita. Kwikalira fye muri amwine mumfimfi yakale mama na brother muna. Ero ngana wikalira mumfimfi. That's why our politicians ababala abebe, because they know that you are in darkness. You are in the best mukweba no kweba. Tieni 2 minute church. Na mumuno famba mbok twikati. Imwe ekete bakabwalala no mbai foto ramba shanyu kusta defend bukabwalala. So they know, they have that kind of psychology by politician akakweba tama Zambia nyofu batontonganya. So that's why I was offended na that statement ya chibomvya ba honorable ba finance. Mwamonaka kumona kwati tatuishi befire chitika nga barunda fiweo tatuishi byati finfia pamulu ero kapaka kwacha 7245500 kwacha nishikapo amaka ngale shita mubunga kwisada bwa chubunga wambo kushapati 250 how are they going to justify the price of milimi? Because fuel has been increased. So ngamwamona mentality ama politician bakwata tama Zambians batutu. No tati bali babwino, we are not too nice. They think batutu.
I'm lumping it in being nice because that's abantu Zambians, we've got the culture of now we show if they stick about one of it tukabamona lesa ni manyotola ofo turanda for Zambians nangu now we show talk about lufyengo but one of it lesa ni manyotola God will intervene if on there and that we're too nice. That's what I mean by saying we're too nice, because even if we know that something is wrong, we never confront it. We would rather forget about it, wait for God to intervene. And this is where these politicians always take advantage of us. Always. Brother Jason, are you there?
We need a law, Bamona. We need a law which can also protect. If you are tampa Hakainde to allow freedom of speech. And I think in technology isako to have a forum per social network kutikwa proposals to interact with to interact with them. You know, allow me, sorry to have just entered into your discussion, Mr. Justin. Allow me to say
but anyway, finish.
Okay, just allow me to say, for example, if you are fuel hiking, you know, the thing is straightforward. But the government in the ala londora pona londora po fenomba pa no tabale komaila posana pantapa komaina nondo ni nshipali obulema ifitu ambo kuidishanya po toile idishanya kwa bati fuel ombanga wasaka idi kabiri nomba muri muri campaign wala ndira ati tukawesha panshi nomba wala twala kamuru. So apa ukweba abena Zambia they listen. This we have seen in the past 7 years. Vale wana no wino utekwa abena Zambia vale beba imwe fomule chita mwe wantu imwe wantu vali sa tweba shimama lekeni ukulanda mwilalanda ponga walanda po vale uma tekweba kukochera nenganda walanda so na inewe inapaba muna lero na ala pira lero ndela pira. I'll just tell you my real surname mu private nani kane. I want to defend my family. Pantu kuti waya abo mama pi na nenkaso. Mamore. So for the time being, chitako na protect pantu inenshira ashininkishati freedom yali isakali mwaufuna kompande tuishikana nombande lota filefya kati waisa lota yo weni vitu alamu weni na mkono balelo vaisa wapya vaisa mwaibu kishufu wale isa tu wapya vaisa wale isa mulumendo so number fuel hiking, electricity hiking, if you to feel straightforward, HakaindeHichilema tale focus to increase. Actually, he is not going to increase. If you to londolele kuna kulwa pula na ku sam ya konsetu alaba londolele lako. If you uteko ule chitanifi, abalipo bali tufisa ifwe. Mwaumva? Ifwe bali tufisa. Na inene wako ati na alisambirira kofi pano no fie. Na alisambirira ko pano no. Nishaishi ati kwa ali ama subsidies kuri fuel. Ina nishaishi. Ukwesa fyumbira pa mwamone. So nomba. Ine fyefonde mwana kwati na ababene abali mumishi wo tufire tu abalondorela bwino pantu nga baisa alunda mwalishi bafene fichitika nga balunda ka fuel oku na tu tomato ne bondwe bakalunda. Okay, consequently na tomato ne bondwe no tusabi tulatino to kulwa pula kubangwe uru na twe no tusabi bakalunda. Nombo kweba abekala chalo. Why? Fyala imina fuel na electricity. Ukuweba tsa abaku mushibamu na imwe ba Jason abaku ngumbo na alabe bashani subsidy kulanda shani ati kwali subsidy ya fuel na electricity mamone mbebe shani ifyepo tufira twabeba chawe bafunyako fes limbina la londoro rafira kwali muri kaunda twalepoka ama kuponi abaleli pira buteko nombo buteko mwebe kala chalo mwebe na Zambia. How can we expect buteko buleli pira nenkongole tuli nenkongole shafikana mumukoshi epo mulumendo alela ndirati pakwe bati twafweko ukwambo kwenda fwebene na amolu Yesu uyuka akainde talefaya ati tukalelomba tukakonkanye pokulomberwa alandati aleni bane na tuchitefi twabule ndalama tatukwete pantu ife kashita twakwata ba IMF uko twabula kwendalama tukalipire nkongole nga twapwisha okulipire nkongole elio nomba na fuel ikatampo kuwela panono nefyama subsidies fyapwa fika ponokupwa but at the moment mwebe kala chalo Zambians I think it is necessary okufunya kwa ma subsidies it is necessary pantu government ili nenkongole ifina fie no buteko bela bikapone chipu balondolo eli abantu aba mumishi tumeni abantu bakuya abalondolo baka balondolo na ba headman mwe bantu efyali ponifi bali tufishire bonse na akainde winu ta ishibe atikwali ama subsidies kuri fuel ero kwali ama subsidies na kuri electricity nomba pana tufishi kwa fyonse kaiti so vela bika twala chita protect ubuteko pantu balebe bepesha jawe mwamone tamwasa lidole safwaya pantu uyu muntu abebepele fyobufi ala ndiri ati alefo okubwesha fuel alefo ano okubwesha na fyonse efyo ala ndiri HakaindeHichilema chachi no muntu ine ali mushinisha titabepele abe na Zambia nomba taishibe ati pali na bumbi ubufi ubwabi obo bafishire obwakweba ati amalaiti barasha subsidize na fuel barasha so no mbale fwa fyonse fififu meko nga walipira 10 kwacha wayabo mpya 10 kwacha noti ati nga walipira 10 kwacha ine nalipira 10 kwacha na kwata nenkongole muliyo ine nalipira kanchi mulimo nenkongole. So I think ukweba chalo, the government is supposed to speak to the people, explain. Don't feel ashamed, don't feel side kabieni na kungumbo tien tubalondolwele mwe bantu mbweni fyala chitika nefi ero no kukakelamba kwena twalaka kapantu nakune kwine kuitali nalimye ba last time bamuna 200 billion euros baba pere euro bonds ba Italy inkongole 240 billion euros. Olo bakalipira shani bakabwesha shani ba Italy basaba pera na bena ma conditions yali yabiti. 1, funyeni kwa ma subsidies yonse kufyo mwakwata na kwena bali kwete kuno kwine kuri fyuwe onenshi na bena bali kwete 2 years fyaendele bamuna 2 years muri 2 years ala kwali ukulira abantu muri 2 years yakwa 2 years ino nshita abantu nabekala na tondolo bali na tondolo bale bomba nefintu firenda na wino. So if you nsinga natu kwa temfi inkongole ba IMF tabakwete umulandu abakwete ni ba PF abakongwere fintu bushe ni ba IMF kuti bakwatira shani umulandu ba IMF feza tukwete abakwashima kwendera tato akaye yashima kuli balaba shifwa yati mwalanda pachintu wingi impia mwashima tato akaye yashima kuli bali shawarumbule na papene but natu beshiba nomba ba IMF bena balefu mapabwelu balanda mulefu enkongole to alami pela mwebena Zambia 4 billion. Ero nomba mukawesha shani mukawesha if to alachi tefu pakubwesha balemba akaenda asign up na asumina tukawesha muri umusango ba IMF tabakwete umulandu fwe bakwete ni fwebe na Zambia nga tulefo kuirishanya mwe apelo umulandu Hakainde Hichilema ne government ilipo hapa tupele umulandu nga tulefo kuirishanya aba tuingishe munkongole balamba shani ukusamba mulelo ninshi walesambira mwati uyu Hakainde uyu takwete mulandu uyu muntu inkongole mwatwingishemo ni mwewe ngaba myebero kuya mukule fimisebo mwaire kule fimisebo fya nkongole fyonse oro mwatushire nkongole fwe bakulu apula takwaba na fly over kulu apula mwayafi biko koko mwafibika pantu shani inena ala epusha question mwafibikire kula pantu ekwikala ma Chinese question mark mwafibikire kula pantu ekwikala baneno aba ku Dubai question mark mwafibikira mu Lusaka pantu ekwikala ma business mabo babonse abafumine okuvuma mu mpango kwisaikala mu Lusaka pantu mwalindarama mwali akasaka kandarama question mark pantu mwiratu ebati mwali pange misebo abakulu apulata kwa pakitu epo njikala imwe to abana ka bridge ka kafiwe bridge kalya akakale kalakene kakale na lero line kakale so we are going to defend this new government. Ngawalu will come in the open. Let's encourage our youth. Na landa sana lero but mwalanjele lako.
Apata tuishenga more. We don't know whether you're the opposition or you're partisan number. We are today no, you don't seem like the opposition.
It is going to help the government do the right thing.
Definitely.
They are going to do the right
panelists. A lot of people are complaining, saying a lot of them don't really get to understand Bemba. So I know it's very hard. Like for me, it's easier to communicate in either Lozi or Bemba or Lamba. So what we can do is just try to minimize those languages and then, stick to a language that everybody can understand. So we can mix here and there, but let's not just get carried away because a lot of people watch us and there's a lot of foreigners watching us. So let's just try to keep that in mind. Anyway, Brother Jason, finish your thoughts because Oscar, then we'll take it over to Mr. Biani. Then Moses is going to come through. So Brother Jason, finish your thoughts.
Yeah, like Brother Oscar is just from saying, what is just required is for the government actually not to be even furious. They have to come in the open to begin to sensitize, to begin to explain to the individuals. I say that Mwanawasa managed to do this when he was in power, and things worked out for the country, and everyone enjoyed. When we saw $1 selling when we saw Kwacha selling against dollar at 2 Kwacha 17 So what is just needed? They have to say, guys, this is what transpired actually, and this is what happened. So now, for us to be better off, we don't want to be in financial slavery for too long. What we need, if we can work together, it is more or less like maybe a stepfather comes in the house where a father left a lot of issues. So when he makes some decisions to say, guys, I want us to help one another in this house. So if we used to drink tea with milk, this time around, we are not going to start drinking tea with milk. Actually, the reason why your mother differed with your father is because he got a lot of credit. He got a lot of credit just to please you and the like. So me, I've taken up this responsibility because your father is no more. He has run away. So I want us to clear these issues in this house so that at least we get back to the normal way of living. So that is what is required of the government. Let them explain nicely to the people of Zambia. I'm sure they are going to understand. And as they explain, let them think of some incentives actually, especially the youths, to give the youths, to empower the youths, so that even as they tighten their belts, they have something to run with, because they cannot just say, okay, we are going to do this and that. They're leaving somebody with nothing to do. What is just needed is to engage everyone, to engage everyone. My children in this house, we need to have a garden so that at least we minimize on buying vegetables from the market. That's how actually a responsible father who has some passions for the family's welfare has to do. You have to be open. You don't have to be like, no, what we are planning to do, you don't know. So you just have to watch because this is what is going to happen and the like. No, engage them nicely so that at least they are able to understand the goal, the vision of what you are trying to propose. So getting back to the issue of the arrest, you know, there are some charges to say no, they are selective arrests. It is like the current administration, they are targeting a particular grouping, a particular region where they are getting people to arrest. But the question is, should the current regime just be arresting for the sake of pleasing Zambians to say, they have arrested this one, they have even arrested in the Western province, they have even arrested in the Southern province. If there are no culprits in those regions, why should we go and arrest innocent individuals? And they are mounting to claim to say, no, actually this guy promised that we are going to have democracy in our country. And we are going to have freedom in this country. Now, should we grant freedom to the criminals? No. HH actually never promised freedom. Maybe Brother Mpombo, maybe I missed it. Maybe did he promise freedom to even criminals?
No, what the president said is if you haven't done anything wrong with regards to abiding by the law, right, you've got no issue. But this is the notion that a lot of people think. A lot of people think that, you know, HH should just forgive anybody automatically. It's not really about Hakainde Hichilema. It's about safeguarding the rule of law. So if you did something wrong and you offended the people of Zambia from the law point of view, you need to obviously make amends. It's nothing personal. If you go against the law has to visit it. Being nice to no. If you do something wrong and you go against the law, you need to be, put in check. Anyway, Brother Jason, continue.
So that same issue is what the guys in opposition party are trying to capitalize. So it goes back to Zambians being ignorant. It goes back to Zambian not being patriotic enough. Because there is no way they can start campaigning for the youths actually to rise for this government, for upholding the rule of law.
Because this time around, what they should know is emotions are not going to work out to cover up on the wrongs. So what they should understand, what is happening this time around, actually there is separation of power. Each wing of government has got its own mandate. They shouldn't even try to personalize the issues. So what we need to restore, if we are to restore the economy, first of all, we need to restore the social order. Because in the presence of social disorder, we cannot have a proper restoration of the economy. So the most important, like the president, like the current administration, that's why I don't even want to use UPND. It is the current administration. It is the current administration under the UPND government, which is trying to restore first the social order. When social order is restored, it will mean everyone now will be doing freely, because there will be enabling environment, there will be enabling platform for entrepreneurs at least to exercise opportunities. So this is what is happening. I submit.
All right. Okay, good. So anyway, Brother Moses, then we pass it over to Mr. Biani. Brother Moses.
Greetings to you all. I thank you for this privilege. Thank you. On fuel hike and electricity, this always we have experienced wherever they hike the fuel, the prices of may I say commodities also goes up. It is the engine of economy. So I think the government need to look on this matter very well. But we know, Mr. Mbongo has elaborated already there, we because of the former government which was there had borrowed. An example which I can give is like you have a wife at home, then you are ready to get separated or to dissolve that marriage. Then me as a man, we have 2 houses. I'm just giving an example, maybe 50 pin. Then I get that 50 pin. I also maybe bent the house or destroy the house. Maybe because I heard the rumors that this wife of mine, somebody somewhere there. I'm just giving an example, trying to portray what has happened to Zambia. This is what this former government did, because it was acting like this country is not their country, or they don't live in this country. So this was a trap of letting this government under the leadership of UPND, which is the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, when he wins like this, to come and fail, so that they will be having some point where to point that, see, what we were telling you, you have seen now it is happening. But we cannot live like that. This is our country. We are all Zambians, whether you are on opposition or in a ruling party. Remember that this party is ruling today, tomorrow or the other in the future. Even the same PF, if they had good readers who were reasoning very well, sorry if we have offended somebody to use that word reasoning. Maybe somebody can replace me with a good word there. The party PF maybe might bounce back to rule this country, Zambia. But we need leaders who have the love for this country, thinking for security and the proper safety of this country. In that manner, we can do well. So there is, I don't concur with those people who are saying but no. If there is something wrong, let us come together as one Zambia, one nation, and work out for certain things like this. Even some opposition leaders can even give directive. That's like maybe if I recall very well, Gary Nkombo used to give an example to former government
I think we lost Brother Moses. Anyway, Brother Siambuli, it's your turn.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. I think I will talk about 3 things. First of all, I'll talk about the IMF. I think all of us, we need to be taught. There are some certain people who doesn't understand what the government is trying to put across. I think my grandmother there in Lambaland need to be explained more about it. There are some areas, same like maybe when you want to build a house, then you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of income. I think the family need to be taught to say, I think for that now we minimize eating what? Meat. I think we'll concentrate much on vegetables so that maybe we can do what? We can build what? The house. Meaning the family should be engaged, than not whereby you just do things on your own. I think that's why APF lost power. Because we were telling them to say the route we are taking now, it's going to cost you a lot. They never wanted to listen to us. That's why they are out. Then number 2, according to the constitution, as my brother alluded to say, there are a lot of lacunas in the constitution. If we can bring the constitution in here, just one phrase, we are going to interpret it in different ways, but it's just one. Why? We need, if it's possible, we need to rewrite it so that even my grandmother there, even in fact in local languages, so that those people who never been at school, they can understand. Then whereby we put everything, we just put it in English. What about my grandfather in the village who doesn't even understand about what the constitution is talking about? So we need to put it in all languages. If there are several languages, let's print it in what? In all the languages. Then in number 3, I'll talk about Kambwili. So Kambwili is like a lad who just jumps from one table to another. We know, I'm sure all of us, we know how Kambwili behaves. Kambwili has lost his memory. I don't know how we can help him. So that one, I think I don't want to dwell much on him because I know Kambwili. Kambwili was what? A president of the NDC. Where is he now? He joined the PF, thought maybe he can take part in the presidential running mate. Now he failed. So Kambwili, I think I don't want to dwell much on that one. Then let me talk about the rest of those Malanji, Kampyongo, and the likes. I think these people, Davis Mwila told us to say, if you are going to lose this election, all the MPs are going to be arrested. So whatever is happening now, we should not be worried, we should not be scared of it, because it was said before. So let them be arrested because they did a bad thing to the people of Zambia. We are not happy what was happening. We told them. Kampyongo was a Home Affairs Minister. So whatever goes up must do what must come down. So tie now until to the last. Otherwise, it's not alone. There are so many people who are coming to be arrested. We need, if it's possible, we need all of them to do what? To be arrested. Thank you very much, Mr. Muna.
All right. Okay. So, Brother Moses, finish your points, and then we just close the show because we've been running for more than 2 hours. So, be precise and brief. Then close. Then we start concluding our thoughts. So, everybody, round up your thoughts. Then we conclude.
Thank you. I was saying about the law that we need to amend it. There are some lacunas. Let's talk about managers. Managers in Zambia, I think, is it last year? It should be last year, where in this consanshi we have got a black, a Zambian, may I say, managing consanshi mine for the first time. But all along, we have been having these managers from abroad, which is not good. We should have the law, which is attaching or giving confidence and positive directive to Zambian to benefit from it. Like human resource managers also on these positions. These people, we should be having our own in these companies. And then I want to add more on this human resource manager. We need to have a board, executive board, which will be monitoring every company. Just like Mr. Mpombo from Italy stated. We need to have a report. We cannot be just having a report for Financial Intelligence Center just for the country alone. No. We are losing a lot of minerals. We are losing a lot of mukuras. We are losing a lot of things. I gave example of Chinese. When they come here, like these Chinese for gambling, bonanza, they can be here and have a license for bonanza, but somewhere they are dealing with maybe copper, they are dealing with inkwazi, they are dealing with some other minerals. I said last time that we need to have at least maybe enforcement from the police and other wings who are capable, including maybe geologists, to be monitoring. Because every Chinese have got a offence and maybe a crusher inside there, and they stay inside there. They don't have some houses whereby maybe, like us Zambians, we might have a garage, then you stay somewhere there, somewhere else. No, them, they are like Bamwenye. Also, Mwenyes, they stay in their same shop where they are selling, or it's like a wholesale, just there, maybe Pamuru. So, this we are saying to the government, this is public through Z-Corner, so that they should follow up and find out what we are saying, it is happening on the ground. The question I have is, upon transparent, how much does Zambia make in terms of maybe monthly, be it taxi, and many more? This is a question whereby, as Zambians, we are the citizens of this country. We are geared to know how the country is being run. We should know how much from ZRA has made, maybe per month, toll gate has made. if this country is going to be doing this, it will be able for us Zambians not even to be raising more questions, because it might be easier for us to know the information and how the country is being run. This will be a good directive to every human living in this Zambia, like Zambians. Who are able to listen, who can explain to other people so that they get that information, and through this media, which at Wafwako. But just like Mr. Mpombo said, these ministers and other things, even my fellow, just from talking there, when we elect these leaders and they lead like a constitution, is it a law of Zambia, trying to interpret it, it will bring confusion. Let's give you an example. What is it the day before yesterday, Madam Speaker in the Parliament? It has brought maybe every Zambia, wherever you may pass, they are talking about it. No kuitarika nashani, but something which is straight. So really, I also support that this law should be also written in local languages. It cannot be in English. And awabe na majaji na wabe na wasambira bane. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brother Moses. Have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow, same time. Okay, so who's up next for the conclusion? So, gentlemen, conclusive remarks only. Don't end up, going 30 minutes. So, Brother Bayani, conclude.
In my conclusion, Mr. Muna, I think it's very important, whatever we are doing now, someone somewhere there is getting something. At the end of the day, we are going to build our country, Zambia. Let's try by all means to engage other people, because what we are doing here is not our only benefit as a panelist here. I think it will benefit everyone somewhere there. So let's spread the word. Let's spread this information to everyone. So at the end of the day, Zambia will be a different place to live. Because whatever is happening at the moment, yes, people will be trying to say no because they are hiking the fuel price. But after some few years, I'm telling you, we're going to enjoy. And this Zambia will be something else. So we can complain from now and to tomorrow, but at the end of the day, I think we are helping one another. And vis-a-vis, let's point out when there is a problem somewhere, let's try to point out. It doesn't matter, maybe I'm supporting UPNG, it doesn't matter, I'm supporting EPF, but when there's a problem in our country, let's come on board. Because by pointing where there's a problem, we are building our country, Zambia. Thank you very much, Mr. Muna.
All right, have a great night, Brother Siambuli. Looking forward to talking to you tomorrow, so take care. Brother Jason, I think you're up next. Your conclusive remarks. Unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. Actually, it was a wonderful discussion that we had.
But Brother Jason, later I was very unfair to some people, I agree. But sometimes it's needed. You see, as a host, I need to play these games to keep the program exciting and sometimes to trigger out certain emotions in people. That's when our message is going to be, so sometimes I play the devil's advocate and sometimes I might become the devil. This is what makes the show run. This is what makes the show memorable. So, even to all the viewers out there, I understand today I wasn't really that nice, but it's needed. It's needed to evoke those emotions in people. So I hope you know why we needed to do these things. But anyway, sorry, Brother Jason, go on.
Yeah, thank you so much. So in my message just goes to the head of state that actually him having the instrument of power, he has got all the powers actually to engage the critical stakeholders who are first the parliamentarians. The traditional leaders must not be left out. I'm emphasizing because actually I feel these people are the culprit who are not doing much actually to open up Zambia. Because if the president works with these people, engage them, to ask them critical questions like, why are we not having rural areas being opened up? They need to answer these questions. So if they are unable to answer, he has to preempt to say it's because of this and that, of which we are hammering the nail to say it's because of witchcraft. Young people are running from the villages because they are not regarded actually as people who can invest, who can work their lands and the like. If we keep dwelling on those cultures, I am colonial, I am late Stone Age, we are not going to see this our country actually coming out of shambles. I'm happy I've seen the apostle. The apostle, they have got the responsibility at the church actually to help people transform their set of mind. Because you discover to say that people, they know that there is this thing of going to church, but their minds, they are not yet transformed. So the most important thing is for the traditional leaders to work with the government so that at the end of the day, when Zambians become one individual, we are going to actualize, because they say divide and to get this done. So what is just needed? Zambia has potential, Zambia has resources, but there is disunity actually, which is even propelling these Cadresism politics that we are witnessing in Zambia. So if we fight division in Zambia, then it means we are going to have politics of higher virtue. Thank you so much, Brother Muna. Thank you so much, Brother Pombo. And Apostle Muchindu, I'm sure you need to give us profound, conclusive remarks, because I feel you must be one of the key stakeholders to eradicate this kindness Muna is talking about, so that at least moving forward. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great night, Brother Jason. We'll link up in the WhatsApps and all that stuff. So be safe. All right. So, Brother Oscar, your conclusive remarks. Unmute yourself.
My conclusive remarks is to encourage. I think I'm going to encourage the youth. I'll end up with the words that to line with the video that you played at the beginning of this program. We need to be proud of having a country, having land, having multiple resources. God has blessed us with multiple resources, so I think He is going to judge us on how we are using the multiple resources that we have. An encouragement also to the leaders, to our leaders, that I think there is serious need to continue interacting with the people, get the people informed. And I think that point of dividing us or dividing the people, we can just see it even at a larger scale. Africa has been divided. It's a continent which has been divided, and by so doing, the Western powers find it very easy to control our economic status. Wamuna, imagine just about 7 to 8 states, they still pay tax to France, for example. They still pay tax to France. About seven French, ex-French colonies, they still pay. If we were Zambia, I think if there is anything that we still pay to the United Kingdom, is by still using the constitution which was drafted by that time. So we are, in one way or another, whether you like it or not, we are also still dependent on those people. So I think we will need time to become independent economically, politically, and socially. We need to We are not going to be like a congregation in a church where I will say, once if you want it. Not a congregation, but unity in diversity. That's what I can use myself. To be united in diversity. We are different. The difference makes a good resource for a good democracy. Not once Okulanda, you just say the same way. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No. Just as you said, today you played maybe a devil's advocate, or you provoked some of our partners. It is necessary. We need somebody to provoke us so that you can dig deep down my emotions and what my feelings. Otherwise, what should I? Should I just say, I am in favor of what you have said, Mr. Mona. You are right, Mr. Mona, or you are wrong. No, that's not a discussion. A discussion is you provoke me, I answer you. Then we are enriching ourselves. So I think there is a medicine for Africa. Let's use the diversity as a resource. And let's not side by this program, which was a colonial program. Divide the people so that we can command them. We are going to have the unity of purpose, as Mr. Hakainde says, unity of purpose. We want our independence, our economic independence. And let's go, please, our leaders, let's go and find out what happens in our foreign investors. We don't hate them, but we want to know how much they get, how much they pay to the country, how much leaves the country. Pantu ine kunoteti bankanye okufunye mpia ku Italy because they chalo mupinda. They don't want me to live in Italy, to leave a lot of money from Italy. They want the money to stay in this country. If this is what the Europe want, that a lot of money stays in Europe, why should we as Zambia, as a country, also fight so that a lot of cash stays in Zambia? Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Muna. Thank you, and thank you to all the viewers.
All right, thanks, brother Oscar. We will talk in the WhatsApps and have a great time there in Italy. Enjoy yourself. I'm sure you've got some more things to do. Thank you for being part of the corner. And I never really get to appreciate my panelists. So, brother Oscar, I really appreciate you. Brother Jason, brother Moses, everybody. I really appreciate you, the panelists, the usual suspects. You guys, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you. Okay, so have a good one, brother Oscar. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope today, or rather tonight, I got to provoke you. I got to piss you off, because generally I'm not really nice. You know, I'm not really nice, but I'm fair. This is the problem that we have in Africa. We're too nice. What do I mean by we are too nice? People come, they are plundering our resources. There's deforestation going on, right? And we basically just turn a blind eye. We do not react anyway. We are always just waiting for divine intervention and some miracle to happen. We need to stop doing that, and if I had a daughter, I would want my son-in-law to be protective, overly aggressive and protective with regards to my daughter. This is the type of attitude we should have to our land and our resources. We should be overly aggressive, overly protective. If you go to a lot of different developed nations, I'm sure a lot of people who are in developed nations, a lot of you who are in the diaspora, you know what I'm talking about. You just can't go and just do anything anyhow. There is a certain criteria that you follow what they do, and you abide by their laws. But when they come to our Zambia, they always get away with everything because they understand that they've got weak men. They understand they've got very nice men. If we just pay a political party, influential people, everybody else is going to follow through. You know, we need to stop that. We need to be overly aggressive and protective over our land, because our resources and our environment, once these things are depleted, right, we've got nowhere to go. Once we destroy Zambia's environment, and once we, finish our resources, we've got nowhere to go. We're going to be begging in other countries. We're going to be refugees. We're going to be suffering literally day and night. So that's why we need to be overly protective, overly aggressive. And that's why you should take a personal role to do what you have to do to propel this nation to the next level. Stop saying the government will do something. Start doing something about it in your own capacity. Whatever little you can, it is going to go a long way. Let's say, for example, I can tell you there's a lot of foreigners who are undocumented in Zambia. If I go to Ndola, there's a lot of, people from Somalia, Rwanda, undocumented. And these people are doing a lot of things. I'm not really saying that we should be xenophobic and all that stuff, but I'm just saying, look, when it comes to our immigration rules and laws, we should be very strict. We should make sure that we monitor that the people who are coming to Zambia are going to add positive things to Zambia. What they usually say is the people who are coming to Zambia, especially from the East, they are sending us their worst people, the people who are criminals, who were convicted. They are sending us convicts, sending them to Zambia, while we are sending the very best top tier Zambians to the Western worlds and to all these other countries. We are having brain migration instead of us keeping our very best Zambians, the smartest and the brightest Zambians. We find that these Zambians are in other countries, developing other countries. And in the meantime, they are bringing the worst citizens to Zambia, So we need to be very overly protective of our land and our resources, because that's the only way we are going to propel Zambia to the next level. And I want us, the youths, proactive citizens, senior citizens, and just basically patriotic citizens of Zambia to know what we want. When we know what we want and we move in unison, we have one voice. We say, look, we're trying to lobby for economic policies that are going to favor local entrepreneurs. We stick to that. Tell these political parties that this is our agenda. You see, in Zambia, there are different sections of society. We've got Muslim Zambians, we've got Indian Zambians, we've got so many sections in our society. These other groups, we're all Zambians, they know specifically what they want. And this is why it's easy for them to lobby for their community. The Muslim community, the Indian community in Zambia, they know exactly what they want and how to get it. But when it comes to the majority of Zambians, they don't know what they want. This is one of the reasons why it's very easy to have us divided. When Bowman Lusambo comes and he just buys fuel for a few taxi drivers, he's able to get the majority votes because these taxi drivers are only looking out for their, selfish interest, if I can put it that way. So it's very important to always know what you want in life, know what you want. And whenever we sort of employ a political party to rule us for a certain period of time, right, we should be able to tell them, look, Vane, we voted for you so that you can bring this and that. And if they don't get to deliver, what do? We find another solution. So stop being nice. Stop being nice. Even when it comes to business, try doing this. Be very nice in business. Most of the times you're going to get messed over. I almost cursed. You're going to get stepped over if you are too nice. Try, I don't know, if you're building a house in Zambia, right? Try being too nice to your people are going to take advantage over you. So in life, I'm not really saying be evil. I'm saying be strict. Know what you want, get what you want. Don't let people bulldoze you over. So this is a problem that we have in Africa. We're too nice. Papas take advantage of us. Police, everybody takes advantage over us. Our mineral resources are literally depleting by the day. And we're not doing anything because we always believe there's going to be some angel who's going to shine a ray of light, and there's going to be some different outcome. It's not going to work, you know? So that's all I'm trying to say. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really know how I can deliver this message to you in a very good way that you can consume, because it hasn't been working so far. It hasn't been working being nice and giving you nice messages and wrapping it in a very good consumable you know, well properly laid down, I don't know, thing. You're not going to consume it. So let's stop being nice. Let's get results. By the end of the day, results are what is important. That's what really matters. Results. Let's focus on getting the results. So why did we put in UPND? For economic emancipation and economic reforms, economic policies and all that stuff. Results. Focus on the results, because by the end of it all, results, everything else is lip service. I would rather have people who produce results than people who talk too much. You know, stop. Results. Focus on results. Delivery, results, delivery. You know? So that's what we're supposed to focus on. And that's what we need our government to do. They need to stop talking too much. Give us the proper economic reforms that we need. Give us the results, and then we keep it moving. You understand? And just like I told you in my earlier sort of remarks, I told you, to me, I'm very much interested in teaching males how to lead. Leadership. Males leading, that's very vital. That's my passion, you know? So I really hope in the future we're going to be able to have these workshops, and just because think about it. Zambian men are not military minded. We're not military minded. If, God forbid, something had to happen, we had to be bombed by a nation, a country, Zambians don't even know how to react, especially the Zambian men. They don't know how to assemble a gun. They don't really even know basic medical whatever techniques. It's sophisticated. Let me give you a practical example. An ambulance in the dual carriageway. When an ambulance is having like an emergency, there's a patient who needs to go to the hospital ASAP, right? A lot of Zambian motorists don't even know how to give way to the motorists. These are basic fundamentals that every Zambian, every citizen should know. Getting back to males, right? We're not military minded. We're not prepared. If there was a war, if God forbid something had to happen, Zambian men don't really know how to protect the land, you know. We don't know how to cook again. We don't know how to assemble. We don't know basic survival skills. And this is why we're always taken advantage of. And this is why I always get back to teaching the males how to protect the land, how to protect their women, and how to feed their children. These are the fundamental things that a man should know. So we need to get back to the basics. We need to get overly aggressive and protective all over our land, and we need to produce results. Simple. That's the message that Z Corner has for you. So anyhow, I think I've talked too much because if you talk too much, sometimes you know, the message gets distorted. So this is where I end tonight. And, you know, so sorry for being aggressive, but hey, I'm trying to reach males because males can take aggression. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, handle you with care because I'm not really programmed like that. You know, I'm used to talking to guys and males who can push back. You know, there's that aggression with regards to how men kind of thing. So I'm sorry for being not too nice today. So that's all I had for you. It's been good talking to you. You guys have been awesome. Talk to you a little bit later. We're going to be back tomorrow. Remember, share this video because it's very important. It always helps keep us motivated. So if you are watching me right now, and I can see there's like a number of you watching me right now, kindly share this video on your timeline. We need at least 100 you know, shares. So please share this video on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook groups. That's all I have for you. So enjoy. God bless you. Remember, results. Focus on results. Results, delivery, results. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Later. Bye.